Welcome back. I'm continuing my series on PSM Level 2 and this is the second video. This is the video where I tell you that you can prep and ace the test in 2 weeks. I know I said that in PSM 1 and I continue to say that for PSM Level 2 as well, because me as a person, I tend to lose focus if I keep very distant goals. So you might be on the other hand a very focused person and do very well to setting up milestones in the future. So if you have the time and you can keep up the momentum, feel free to take the test 1 month down the line. There is no harm, but for myself and people who are like me, I would set a very strict goal of 2 weeks. Study, work hard, take the test, and ultimately take the assessment. So again, the format is, in this video I'm going to talk about what you should do 2 weeks before the test, and the last video would be what do you do just 1 week before the test. Before I continue, I would just like to say these are my personal thoughts and which are based on the experience of taking the test myself, and please feel free to choose or leave out anything that doesn't work for you. I will be referring a lot to my notes so that I don't miss out any. The step 1, the first thing that you should do once you have decided that you're going to take the test, please buy the test. Like, go to scrum.org. Register and buy the test. What this will do is help you set a target. The best part is you don't need to commit on the time at that point. When you're buying the test, you don't need to specify that I'm going to take the test like on such and such date at such time. So you have the flexibility. All you will get is a password that you need to use to launch the test. But I find that for myself, it really helps me to take up and work hard if I have bought the test. So that is my suggestion. Please buy the test. And if unfortunately for some reason you feel you're not prepared at the end of 2 weeks, you can take it later, because there is no commitment in terms of time. You have a year since the time you buy the test. Step 2, if you have done PSM 1, you already know the Scrum Guide. Please download the Scrum Guide and start reading. Read it again if you have read it, and use the recent November 2020 version of it. And I found that when I had taken the PSM 1, I had used, I was at that point of time, it was older version was in place. So if like me, you are jumping between 2 versions, it is very, very important that you download the November 2020 guide and go through all the changes, the new version of it. And if doubts, I have a video on the differences that were there from the older version versus the new. Go through that quickly, or even read the blog, because that will help you quickly upgrade yourself, and you will know where the loopholes are, like where you can fall in a trap, something like the Scrum team size. So please refer to that, else there are lots of materials now available which will tell you. But if you're lucky and this is the first time you're reading, or you took reading the Scrum Guide, or you took the PSM 1 based on the November 2020 version, then I think you just need to refer to that one. Another suggestion is I followed this. I downloaded the Nexus guide, which is a 10-pager. It's a lot of information. Now, it is not very important that you go through this multiple times, but just so that you are aware, I would suggest read it a couple of times. I did, and it helped me a lot. Step 4. Refer to the page that is the Professional Scrum Competencies and all the focus areas. There are 3 for the PSM Level 2, and go through them, like all the links, all the blogs, every article that is there. Keep reading them and rereading them. They'll really go a long way in helping you for this test, because remember, and so you will have questions that will be testing your understanding. So these articles and blogs will go a long way in helping you condition your mind for that. Step 5, please refer to the Scrum Glossary as often as you can. I find that very helpful because there are times when there is a term which I feel I'm not very confident about. I can quickly go back and, you know, read more in detail about that term. So it's just one of those. This is actually a trick, it's not a tip, because I find that going through the glossary kind of helps me remember all the words that are related and the terms that are used in Scrum. Step 6, practice assessments. So unfortunately, scrum.org does not have any level 2 assessment, but that should not deter you. Please go ahead and take the Scrum Open, Product Owner Open, and the Scrum Developer Open multiple times. A few things will happen while you do that. Like last time, previously, I had said that you will get used to the interface. It is great to manage your time. It will help you revise all the everything that you have read and you have prepared. And the final thing is that in level 2, there will be 2 or 3 questions, that is less than around 10% of the questions that will be directly true or false or what is type of scenario. In those, if by taking these open assessments, you will be better placed to ensure that you do not miss out a point in those 3 opportunities. Okay, so there's a lot of work that you need to do 2 weeks before if you need to take the test, and I would suggest setting aside a time of 3 to 4 hours every day. If you're lucky, spend more time, especially during the weekends, and whenever you can, keep taking the assessments. It's very small. You use your smartphone to take the assessments. I would do that. And initially, save PDFs. If you are seeing any score that is less than 80%, that means you need to revisit those answers. So please take PDFs every time you take an assessment till you start scoring 97% or 100% in all of them. Well, that's what you do in 2 weeks before the test. I'll see you in the next video. If you really like these videos and if you stayed with me till the end, leave a comment or a like or share it with somebody you think who might benefit or is thinking about taking the test.